Ladies and gentlemen, Newsbeat show number 500. I'm going to talk about my stock of the year of 2019, and then I'm going to tell you how you can access my favorite biotech stock of 2020. We're going to reveal how you can access that, talk about INSG, and just really a moment from the heart as we are celebrating our 500th show. I am Mark Melnick. This is the 500th Newsbeat show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat show. We're going to go over INSG analysis, how you can access my next 10 out of 10 conviction idea for 2020, and also a few closing words that I have for you today that I, definitely wanted to share with you. This isn't going to be a typical Newsbeat show. I just really wanted speak from the heart and just speak, about sort of the journey that got me here today. And as a special present for those attending the open house, try to leave you guys with as much value as possible. Um, when I started here in T3, it was 2007. I was 27 years old, and I was, in a pretty toxic place in my life. Everything I was doing was toxic at the time. I became a broadcaster with the intention as a job. In 2007, I was an 8-year stock trading veteran. I started, in 1999, and I really, my goal was to obviously help people through my broadcasting and get paid. And yeah, this was, if you didn't know, some of the old school T3 guys know. T3 was actually located on William Street. I forgot, was it something? I don't remember the exact address on William Street, right on the corner there of the corner building. And I was leading a very toxic life. My trading was toxic because I was over trading. I was doing 300,000 shares a day easy as a trader. Not only that, I was in a very toxic relationship. I was probably a half a pack to probably at that point, like a half a pack a day smoker. And I ate like crap, copious amounts of fast food. And what I didn't know as 27 years old, even though I was, again, an 8-year veteran as a trader, and I say that in quotes because there really was so much more to actually learn um, as a trader. And over the years that followed, through various, things that I've done in my life, I managed to fix all those things that were toxic for me in 2007. Everything from getting divorced and remarried, everything from having healthier meals. And yeah, every so often I'll have a meal that I shouldn't have. Like, for example, I ate a Beyond Burger, which I don't know what's worse, eating a Beyond Burger or smoking cigarettes. Who's counting? But I started eating healthier. I started thinking healthier. I started trading less. And what it did is not only did it skyrocket my P&L by doing these things, but it also gave me the ability to help other traders in a better fashion. I remember back on William Street, I walked by Scott Redler's desk, and I was thinking of inviting Scott out to lunch with a trader friend of mine in the office. And I remember looking at Scott's desk, and there was a banana on his desk. And I was like, this dude is eating a banana for lunch? I was thinking to myself at the time, like, I'm gonna go to like McDonald's or something, and I'm gonna have something that tastes way better than the banana on his desk. I'll tell you that. Little did I know that was actually one of the blueprints for success, ironically, which was right in front of my face, which it took me quite a lot more time. Thankfully, always better to learn sooner than later of what to do. At this point in my career, I'm here in T3. I've been broadcasting, a stock trading broadcaster for 12 years. I've been active trading for 20 years. And I have learned over time the best way to actually help traders grow. Help traders grow. And that was always my goal. Because what I realized that I was doing over time is I used to do things that, when preached to others, they couldn't replicate. So no matter all the lessons and hyper scalping that I would do, there are a few people who could replicate them, but I mean, we're talking less than 10% of the people could hang with me in terms of what I was doing and the speed in which I was doing it. And people would just fall off like flies. Now, I realized to help, you know, masses of people, the majority of people, I really feel everybody could be a positive and consistently profitable day trader. I really feel that way. I know there's a lot of talk out there that say trading is not for everyone. That's like saying orange juice is not for everyone. There are people allergic to oranges out there. For the most part, I think the vast majority of people out there in the world can become consistently successful day traders. It's just all about winning that war with yourself. And because everyone is an individual, that war is a unique situation to everyone. And you try to give guidelines along the way of how to fight and win that war. And that's what I ultimately think trading is. So without further ado, I'm just going to share with you. I know I didn't blow it up, but I'm going to share with you my INSG analysis, how to access my next 10 out of 10 conviction idea for 2020, and my final thoughts. A thank you to you guys for really making this entire journey possible. And if you want to know the last time I wore this shirt and tie, was when we had an exclusive interview, questions never asked to the company before. I mean, every question I asked before um, were very tough questions. Dude is absolutely brilliant. Came to the room, CFO and Executive Vice President of Inseego, Steve Smith, came to our room for an exclusive interview. That was 100 Newsbeat shows ago. That was actually Newsbeat show number 400. INSG CFO interview. He was, and we were honored to have him on the show. Now, back in 2018, when I actually was talking about Inseego, it really came a long way. My initial target, as you guys, if you don't know, but if you do know, was $7.50. And what makes today so magical is today is actually the first day Inseego during open market hours actually hit $7.50. That actually happened today, December 11th. 2019. We gave it as the Newsbeat stock of 2019 there, and we were talking about it actually in mid-December here. This was actually the point of where we released it to the room. And it was quite an interesting stock at the time. I think it was in 380s, maybe low 390s, 370s to 390s. It was like there when we first released the stock. And I basically came out and was telling people that I was only going to buy this stock on pullbacks. When I released this stock as my favorite idea, I actually did not own one share of stock. I actually did not own one share of stock. And with all the people reaching out to me and calling me up, there were over 15 people that reached out to me. I think it was 16 people that reached out to me in the past week who have actually become millionaires as a result of this stock. And you might be looking at it thinking to yourself, oh, FOMO, I wish I was in it. Or maybe you're looking at it and say, yeah, Mark, there are lots of things that go up 100%. There's nothing really special about this, but you would not be thinking of it properly if you thought that way. This was our number one stock. There's only one stock. I mean, we gave AWK as our number one dividend stock. But in terms of stock of 2019, this was our number one stock of 2019. And it's kind of interesting because I actually want to show you some of the things that were inside our 2019 report that we gave in December before this year started. I want you to read this. It says, this is an opportunity in which can be seized upon. Huawei was also accused of recording data, phone calls, and information off people's cell phone and other Wi-Fi devices. Now read this next line very carefully. The cute thing about this next headline is that it was actually given before, it was given in 2018. I forgot when I sent it out to you. I have time stamped in my Gmail. December something 2018, this was sent out to everyone. And it says, with China and the US increasing military budgets for dominance, one of the easiest ways we, referring to the United States of America, could wage a non confrontational war with China would be to do a global wide boycott of Huawei into the technological future of 5G. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole US China trade war is circulating around Huawei and the boycott and ban of Huawei around the world. It was almost, that's why people joke around a lot like I have a time machine. That is true geopolitical analysis, in my opinion, at its best. There are people who turn on the TV, and if you're not in America, I could basically share with you how it is. They turn on their TV, and they read their TV, and they either and they're angry every time. You turn on any news station, you're always leaving angry. You're leaving angry. We have a president in the United States that you love him or hate him, and there's no in between. People have so much of an opinion on qualifications, and I'm sitting there looking at everyone, friends, like some of my friends are professionals and whatever, and even like some of these hedge fundies, and I talk to them and they're giving me their strong opinions on politics and whatnot, and I just say, if you just took a step back, you know so much about these politics and which you're claiming and which I do believe. I believe most people know a great deal about politics because honestly, politics became this important for the first time ever in US history. Nobody ever gave a crap on a scale in which they do today about politics. So while people were sitting there, you know, talking about articles and uh, back in 2019, what was the big talk? You know, Russia and China and North Korea and this and that and this and that and this and that. I'm sitting there trying to logically think, how could the U.S. strike China in a non-confrontational war? And it would be to do a global boycott of Huawei. Poland, other countries are boycotting Huawei, by the way. And China's this is China's main touching point for any deal with the United States of America is to allow Huawei to sell their equipment. So while people are sitting there reading these headlines, forming opinions, which is fine, but forming opinions that have nothing to do with their success in their career, it creates a form of toxicity. It creates a form of toxicity. And what I am trying to do with last year into this year and of course into 2020 is I want to bring you value with trying to look through the fog and actually predict what could actually happen in these phenomenally tense, toxic geopolitical situations. Because to me, I believe traders would be a lot healthier if they just stood up and they said, I don't give a crap about anything I'm listening to on insert your favorite news station here. Instead, I want to make money for my future because that's what I have control over. You see, ladies and gentlemen, as much as humans we would like, most of the things around us we have absolutely no control over. All you can do is prepare for it. That is the only thing we can do as human beings. And ever since we were speaking about INSEGO, it really seems now that people are waking up to what is actually happening on INSEGO. If you want to see the toughest questions asked in the world to the CFO of INSEGO, we have an exclusive interview with him. Watch Newsbeat Show 400, look it up on YouTube. But finally, all the things we were saying came true. And why do you think the CFO of INSEGO wanted to do an interview with us? Why do you think? Because we came to him. We came to him. We did the show. We streamed it live on August 21st, the show. Right over here. Right over here was the day in which we interviewed the CFO of INSEGO. Right over there on August 21st. The stock closed at $4.05 that day. Today it closed at $7.43. The reason why the CFO wanted to take an interview with us, ladies and gentlemen, is because he respected how we actually viewed the era of 5G. He wanted to know my thoughts just as much as we wanted to know his thoughts. So for 2020, I am expecting more interviews with CEOs and CFOs of publicly traded companies. And I plan on bringing more of that value to the table through active due diligence at its finest. That is my goal for 2020, to bring you the best ideas on Wall Street. Now, I know some people are, telling me, maybe I should put in some strategies in my 2020 year-end report, but strategies always change. What works right now might not work next week. What works next week might not work the next 3 months. As a trader, we always have to evolve and adapt to the market. So this has been an FOMC week, which is historically slow. I mean, that's honestly not even an opinion. The triple Qs today put in one of the tightest ranges this year, $1.32 range on the triple Qs, with most of it just being, a sideways grind for the majority of the day up until the FOMC spoke and we headed higher. Prior to the FOMC speaking, we were actually in one of the tightest range in the triple Qs in I believe like 15 years. Top 5 range, like lowest tightest range in 2 decades. So I thought, we have Newsbeat show number 500 here. Why not give access and a release of my next 10 out of 10 conviction idea for 2020? Now again, when I release these ideas, I need you to know I do a lot of due diligence. There's a lot of homework that goes beyond this. There is a lot of thoughts that go into these names. There is a chance that executives of these companies want to come and do an exclusive interview with us in the Newsbeat live room. Companies respect the due diligence we do upon them, and they pay their homage. They pay their homage to us because we see things which nobody on their board ever saw. We ask the tough questions. We get to the bottom of it. We explain fundamentally, beyond a lot of times their own comprehension of why they're so valuable. And when we put the pieces together, they see it as value. Again, just to bring up a fact, on August 21st, we interviewed Steve Smith. This is how the stock reacted after we interviewed him. People caught on. Analysts started coming out and upgrading INSG after we made it our stock of the year. Not one analyst had the cojones to downgrade this name. Canaccord came out with an 850 target on October 28th, coincidentally after our interview with the CFO. So, as a thank you, not just for not just for not just for everything, but as a thank you just to everyone, to T3 for letting me have a platform to speak directly with you guys, to the users who joined the open house, to everyone involved in between. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that because I have a folder that I share the best moments of my life with. And yeah, a lot of them are my kids, but I'm just let me I'm gonna just delete their last names and just leave first names because I don't want their last names shown. But I'll tell you, like, if you want to know, like, how I store like, how does somebody store memories as a broadcaster? I just wanted to share some of the things that I print out and I keep a folder of, because these are my happy times, really. When I see the success of the members, these are my happy times. So, Liam, um, where is it? So, Liam, wow, my stats have gotten so much better these last 3 months, Mark. 70% profitable, 249 average loser, 449 average winner. One and done in Mark 5 before 10 a.m. Never past 11. Rebecca, I'm back, logged out. Gives me time to head to the gym later. So this is day one of doing the one trade and logging off method of making dollars and reclaiming your life. I'm green for the day, thanks to Disney breaking out, holding monthly. So 7 days in a row, green feels great. I thought it was corny at first, focusing on this, Mark's suggestion. But yeah, opposite of psychological toxicity. Great feeling. Mark, thanks to following some of your callouts, I'm happy to report that this is the first month I'll have donated $600 in food to my local food bank. He typoed back in LA. Thank you. So, I mean, that's the whole point. Thanks for your help today. 4 for 4. And there's another. There's like a lot of others. I just wanted to share some of that with you. So, yeah, when people donate like money to like a food bank and like they're like crediting our service with that, and that's the whole point of this room. I make enough money as a trader. I don't need this for money. I don't. I'm blessed, thank God. Yes, there is a point in my life where I want to make millions of dollars. I need T3 to write me a check for over $1 million every month. I do. Um, I'm not there yet, but they will do it. It's just a matter of when we get to where we need. But in the meantime, I am a trader first. Obviously, with names like Inseego doing so well, it's great. And I'm going to tell you how you could get access right now. I'm going to tell you how I get access right now to my favorite biotech stock. So what I'm going to do for my 2020 report, I'm gonna spoil you guys right now. It's gonna be much more than the 2019. It's not even on the same level um, as the 2019 report. But let me go ahead and share with you. Going to go ahead and share with you something. This is what you could expect in the report. Complete review of 2019. I don't think that's that valuable. 10 to 20 of high conviction names that I have for 2020. That report, that's worth a multitude of the price of the report. Overall thoughts on 2020 investing strategy. I'm going to teach you how to save money for the rest of your life and grow your money naturally with low to no stress. Um, I am going to share with you how to do that. I'm going to share with you how to buy shares of a company once you own it for free by reinvesting your dividend into the company. We're going to pick our best dividend names as well on top of that. And I will tell you, there are people who are worth a lot more money than me who are already reaching out to me, begging me to leak this to them. And I won't. And I won't. But I'll tell you what. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m., inside the Newsbeat live room, you could be there for free. There's a link in the description to be part of the open house. You could just sign up for it, log in. In real time, I will be sharing my number one biotech stock for 2020. Some of the things I like about this name, I'm going to demonstrate why it's undervalued comparatively to its peers substantially. I am going to demonstrate, um, you know, I'm going to be doing a new rating system in terms of the type of names. There's going to be a conviction rating, followed by speculative, like normal, um, dividend name, things like that. Like if I start dropping high dividend name stocks, I could have a 10 out of 10 conviction, but those would, for example, justify more money dropped on them in the way I do it compared to like more of, for example, something with a speculative rating. But this is a 10 out of 10 idea. I do not take this lightly. If you ask Newsbeat Live members how many 10 to 10 ideas I come out, it's not often that I have this much conviction in anything really. So I'm already reaching out to a lot of people who are, some of them are much smarter than me in the things they do. And at 1 o'clock p.m. tomorrow, I am going to drop in the Newsbeat Live room. It will not be on YouTube. It will not be on Facebook. My 2020 biotech stock of the year. Just as a thank you, I really wanted to thank you for making all of this possible. Really. I wanted to, from really the bottom of my heart, thank T3 for just literally giving us the platform here, giving us the support, putting the room together, putting whatever they did to bring you here so that you could listen to this and you could give me an opportunity to change your life. I am honored and humbled for. I really want to thank everyone of making this possible. My wife, who understands that I make a micro percentage of my yearly income running this room, yet she believes in the good that I'm doing for others, and she takes care of our kids, and she has the hardest job in the world, and she loves and supports me for everything I do here. And really, between T3 and, of course, first and foremost, like the members of our community who just really make this thing possible. I am just, absolutely honored that you have you're, giving me that chance to help improve your life and bring your trading to that next level. It's something that I don't take very lightly. Somebody was telling me my average Newsbeat show. Somebody messaged me telling me my average Newsbeat show is 47 minutes. I mean, this one's already going on a little less than 40, right? Is 47 minutes my average Newsbeat show? So I sit there and I say, well, I didn't sit there and add up the total minutes of every one of my Newsbeat shows, but if you just simply do the math here, you do 47 minutes times 500 episodes, and then you get 23,500 minutes. You divide it by 60, and you get pretty much almost 400 hours of Newsbeat show content. And that doesn't include our health beats, our psychologies, our evolutionary gatherings. And with everything, you're dealing with like at least, six, 700 hours of content. And I don't know, it doesn't sound like a lot, does it? Six, 700 hours. But it is a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot of time dedicated. I mean, even just the 391 hours, like if you divide that by 24, like 24 hours in a day, that's like 16 days straight of doing nothing but being on 24/7. So, given the fact that it's probably about double that, it's probably with everything that we've done with all the nighttime shows that we do for the members, it's easily over 30 days worth of content, which means easily like over a month straight. I've been doing nothing but producing content for you, like in terms of the time value of a month straight. But it's just been, I'm grateful. I really am. And I just, you know, wanted to say that to you that the Newsbeat Live Room really is my family. I spend more time with you guys than I do with my wife and kids, for example. And I couldn't be a happier person. I couldn't be happier with that balance of time spent with you guys and spent with my family. At the end of the day, I do go to bed thinking to myself, how can I make myself better at what I do? Because I'm not perfect and I will never be, but how do I make myself better? How do I give more value? How do I do it for the community around me? And I always fight to do that, and I'll always fight to do that. And just the friends and everybody that I've met and all these people that just mean the world to me in the room, even if I don't tell you this every day, it's true. There's nothing I would rather do than spend my time with you and figure out ways to conquer the market together. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for making this all possible. Couldn't have been possible without all you guys, T3, the members, and viewers like you. So, I really appreciate everything that you've done to make this possible. And thank you so much for supporting and loving our content. Happy trading, make money. I will see you guys tomorrow, 1 o'clock p.m. for the unveiling of my high conviction biotech name. And again, if you don't have access to the Newsbeat live room, it's absolutely free this week. There is a link in the description. You could just log in by 1 o'clock p.m. and get the symbol and never log in again if you don't wish to. Or you could stick around and see what we do. But nonetheless, have a wonderful evening.